Namo Namaha Bhavtam Sarvesham Hartam Swagatam. Welcome back to my channel Sanskrit Sopanam. I hope you are doing great. I'm also good. And in continuation to our series Learning Sanskrit through Gita, today we are taking up the shlok 7th of the chapter 1 of Bhagavad Gita. And I hope you have covered all the previous shlokas we have done so far. If not, I'll put the link of the entire playlist in the I button above. Kindly catch up with those videos, and if done, so we'll quickly dive in today's video. So again, I already have the 7th shloka ready with me. Let me quickly go through it once. Asmakam tu vishishta ye tan nibodha dujottam najaka mam sainyasya sanyartham tan bravimite. So this is the shloka, and again, as usual, we have the Sandhi Vichhed version of this shloka. Again, what all sandhis are happening in this shloka, everything will be available in the PDF, and the PDF will be available for your download in the description box. Okay. This shloka, this uses only single sandhi, that is Visarga Lop Sandhi. Visarga Lop Sandhi is simply when this Visarga, this is removed due to some sandhi rules. What are those sandhi rules? In the PDF file I've already mentioned. I'm not going to repeat it here. So kindly take a look at them because these rules again, as I've said before also, keep on repeating again and again. So it is good thing that you know about them. So again, we'll start the decoding process of the shloka with an anchor word around which we'll build our entire context, right? So this entire shloka, no, this is basically Duryodhana making two individual statements to his teacher Dronacharya. So this first line is the first statement, and this second line is the second statement. What is it? We'll decode it now. Our anchor word is Vishishtaha. So it is coming from here, Vishishtaha. Vishishta, this word Vishishta, this simply means principal or chief or someone who is most important, right? Someone who is most important or most eminent. So Vishisht means principal. And since we already know the context of this shloka, since it is a continuation of the dialogue of Duryodhana from the previous shlokas, where he is talking about the warriors present in Pandava army and in Kaurava army. So we already know the context that he is talking about the warriors. That's why in bracket I have already mentioned this, that principal warriors. That Vishishtaha, he is referring to all the most prominent warriors of the army. Okay, so this is our anchor word here. Again, in plural form, it will become Vishishtaha, as we see here. So principal warriors, immediately a question will pop up. Kesham, or whose, right? This word Kesham, you can already guess. Whenever we are asking a question, no, we use this pronoun, tam, because tam is our question pronoun, who. And Kesham, whose, so this is simply sixth case plural form. Kesham. Okay. So principal warriors belonging to who? Whose principal warriors? And the response is Asmakam. Asmakam means ours. So again, you can already guess it is in sixth case because we are showing the possession belonging to us. So sixth case in plural form and ours. So whenever I am talking about I or me or my or our, the first person, the Uttam Purush. So the pronoun, I hope you remember, is Asmad. Asmad, this is the first person pronoun, right? Uttam Purush pronoun. So everything that is related to I, me, my, we all, we both, are, everything that is related to us, that is Asmad. Okay. So Asmad is the base word, the Pratipadik. In sixth case, plural form, this becomes Asmakam. And this simply means belonging to us. So if that was a single thing belonging to me or my pustak, I would have used the singular form, right? The singular form. And that is mam. Mama deva deva, mam pustakam, mam bhojanam, my food, my book. But since these warriors, they are in plural, so we are using the plural form and we are using asmakam. So asmakam vishishtaha, our warriors. Okay. This word ye, again, this is a pronoun. This is coming from yad. Yad simply means one who. One who or those who. Simply as that. In Hindi equivalent, you have jo. So yad. And in plural form, in first case plural form, it becomes ye. Simply pointing to Vishishtaha. So all those who are principal warriors, all those who are main warriors. So all those who are principal warriors that belong to us, asmakam. Asmakam ye vishishtaha. So moving forward, we have the question tan kim, or what about them. So kim you already know, kim means what, and tan, this is the second case plural form of the pronoun tad. Tad means that, right? Whenever we are pointing towards a far away person or thing, so that. So what about them? What about these principal warriors that belong to us? And the response is tan nibodh. So let's see this word first. Nibodh. Nibodh is formed by ni plus budh. Budh dhatu. And budh dhatu means to know. To know or to understand. Okay. And this here is in second person imperative mood. Imperative mood, or as we say in Sanskrit, lot lakar. And I hope you remember from the past videos, imperative mood or lot lakar is when we are making a order or a request. And since in the shloka, Duryodhana is saying all these things to his teacher. So a student is making a request to his teacher that kindly know or kindly be aware of. Okay. So second person imperative mood, this budh, this verb root, it becomes bodh. Okay. Because Duryodhan wants Dronachar to know. So a second person is going to do the action. That's why second person. And ni plus bodh is nibodh. So these heroes, these principal warriors that belong to our army, what about them? So tan nibodh. Kindly know them, kindly be aware of them. This is what Duryodhan is asking Dronachar to do. Okay. So now the question comes, te ke. Okay. So kaha, you already know who, right? And in plural, it will become ke. Ke means who all. And te simply means they all, right? So I hope you don't get confused with te and ke. This kim pronoun, that is our question pronoun who. So this is simply first case plural form ke. Ke means who all. Okay. And who all and they. So we are using same first case plural form for another pronoun, that is tad. That means that or those. So something that is far away. So who all are they? So teke. And the response is nayakaha. Now the question was, who are they? And the response was, they are nayakaha. So nayak, a lot of you might already be aware of this word. Nayak simply means hero. Again, we know the context. So he's talking about the warriors of the army. So the main prominent one, the heroes or the generals of our army. Okay, plural, that's why nayakaha. And again, if we'll move forward, again the question is whose? Whose heroes are they? And the response is mam sainyasya nayakaha. Mam sainyasya. So mam, I hope you already know, it means my. Mam, where it is coming from? Again, it is coming from the first person pronoun asmat, sixth case singular form, right? Mam. Mama deva deva, mam pustakam. So mam, my sainyasya. So you have this base word sainya, and sainya means army. It is a neuter gender word. Sainya, it means army. And since I want to say the heroes of army, we want to show the possession, the belonging. That's why we use sixth case. And sainya become sainyasya, just as Ram will become Ramasya. So mam sainyasya nayakaha, heroes of my army. Okay, moving forward. See, again the same question. Tan kim. Like, what about them? These heroes, what about these heroes? And the response is Tan Bravimi. In the previous one, it was Tan Nibodh. That all these warriors, Tan Nibodh means kindly know them. Here, Mam Sainasya Nayakaha. The heroes of my army, Duryodhana is saying this, the heroes of my army, The question is, what about them? And he is saying, tan bravimi. So this verb, bravimi, this comes from the root word bru. That means to speak or to call out, to say, to call out, bru. And bravimi, this is in first person singular form. Okay, just as pat, this in first person singular form becomes pathami, I study. So bru in first person singular form becomes bravimi. That means I speak or I call out. With the context, you can change it a bit. So Duryodhana is saying, I speak tan about them, or I will call out them. I call out them. So all these warriors that are present in my army, all these heroes of my army, I am going to call out their names. That is what the sense. That is what Duryodhana means to say. This verb bru, this was also present in the second shloka, if you remember. Duryodhanastada acharyam upsangam raja vachanam abravit. There, this was in past tense. That Duryodhana said. Here, it is in present tense, present or present continuous. That I am saying, I am going to say. So this is the sense here. Moving forward, the question is kimartham, or why? Why you are going to call out their names? And the response is te sanyartham. So here let's take this word first, sanyartham. So think of this word as the combination of sanya plus artham. Okay. So this word no artham, whenever we use this is actually an avyaya, an indeclinable. This artham basically means for the sake of. This for the sake of. So you see here also kimartham. Kimartham can be written as kim plus artham, right? So artham, as I said, means for the sake of, and kim you already know means what. So think of it like this, for the sake of what, or simply I'm asking why. For the sake of what simply means why. But here sanyartham, so for the sake of sanya, and this word means information. So sanya, this means information, and sanyartham, this means for the sake of information. And this word te, this again is coming from the second person pronoun yushmad. Yushmad means you, you two, you all. So everything that is relating to the second person, the madhyam purush. So that is yushmad. And this is fourth case, singular. If you remember fourth case is when we are doing something for someone, because Duryodhana is going to call out these names for the information of his teacher Dronacharya. So that's why he is using te sanyartham, meaning for the sake of your information, or simply for your information. So the question was that all these warriors, what about them? The response was that tan bravimi, I am going to call out them, call out their names. The question was kimartham, why you are going to call out their names? And the response was te sanyartham, that for your information. And lastly we have sambodhanam kam. So sambodhan, this means address, like addressing, and come to who. So sambodhanam kam simply means addressing whom. So we already know the context of the shloka, that Duryodhana is addressing his teacher Dronacharya and he's saying all of these things. But in this shloka, we are not using Dronacharya or Acharya like we have used in the previous shloka. Here Duryodhana is referring to Dronacharya with this word Dvijottam. Actually not this word, because I have done the separation. The word in Sanskrit is Dvijottam. So let us understand this word Dvijottam. Uttam you already know. Uttam means someone who is the best. Okay, the highest degree. So Uttam you already know best. Dvij. What is this Dvij? So Dvij is made from Dvi plus ja. This sound ja simply means born. Well, this is the meaning of this sound ja, and that's why if I'll give you this word ambuj, you know this word ambuj. Ambuj can be written as ambu plus ja, right? Ambu in Sanskrit means water, and ja as I told you, is born, right? So ambuj means waterborne, or something or someone that is born out of water. And that's why ambuj is also used as a synonym for lotus flower, right? Why lotus? Because we know lotus flower, it blooms in the water, right? On the water. And it's not exclusive just to lotus. Ambuj can be used for anything where we want to convey that it is born out of water, it is water born. So why? Because ambu plus ja. Ambu means water. Ja, this sound represents birth or born. So dvij. Now you can guess. Dvija. Dvi is, this means two or twice. So dvij, this word simply means twice born. So we know dvij, this means twice born, and this was used to refer to a Brahmin. Okay, because in the ancient times you had that one system, right? And the Brahmins, they played a very key role in the society. Why? Because if you consider the modern times also, so a music producer, he can make a mistake, but he can get away with it. But can that same luxury a doctor afford? If a doctor makes a mistake, it costs someone his life. And similarly, if a teacher, he makes a mistake, or if he is not very proficient in his work, then it will affect the entire generation that has learned from him, that has studied from him. So even though all professions are important, but as a society, in a society, there are few professions like doctor or a teacher that guide the future of the society. That's why they are considered in such a high regard. So in the one system also, the Brahmins, they were considered in such high regard because they used to be the teachers, the educators of the society, or the ones who used to write these scriptures and everything, or the ones who used to do all this deep thinking, the spiritual thinkings, the philosophical thinking and everything. So twice born simply meant once a person is biologically born, and the second birth is when he initiates himself into a spiritual life, into a life of a discipline. Because if you are a Brahmin, if you are ensuing that profession, you need to be very disciplined. You need to have a spiritual life. You need to have a spiritual outlook towards everything. So the first birth, your biological birth, and the second birth, when you initiate yourself wholeheartedly into the life of such discipline. So initiation into the spiritual world, into the spiritual life. That's why Dvij, twice born, the Brahmins used to be referred to this adjective, Dvij, twice born. So Uttam means best, and Dvij, now you know, means Brahmin. Why, we already discussed. Dvijottam simply means best of Brahmins. Okay, and with this, I think we have covered the entire shloka. Yes, this is the Anvay, and let us check the Anvay along with the translation. Okay, so Anvay, rearrangement into the meaning the shlok wants to convey. So Dvijuttam, now you know, O best of Brahmins, referring to Dronacharya. Duryodhana is referring to Dronacharya. Asmakam ye vishishtaha tan nibodh. That all those who, ye, who are key figures, vishishtaha, of our side, belonging to us, asmakam, kindly know them. Okay, so kindly know nibodh and them tan. Okay, for your information, that is here, te sanyartham. Now you know, sanyartham means for the sake of information. And since Duryodhan is doing this for his teacher, that's why te, the fourth case, te sanyartham, for your information. So for your information, I am going to call out bravimi. I am going to say, I will say, I am saying. So all this sense, bravimi, all the generals of my army. So mam sainasya nayakaha, generals, nayaka, heroes of my army. Mam sainasya, my army. Okay, and with this we have covered the entire shloka, and as you can guess, in the coming shlokas, Duryodhana is simply going to call out the names of the key figures of his army, the Kauravas side. So we'll cover that in the next videos. The PDF for this video again will be available, and the link I'll leave in the description box. Kindly go and download it. Please pay special attention to the Sandhi section, because that is something we don't cover in the video. I'm repeating it again and again because Sandhi is very important, and whatever Sandhis we have covered so far in these 7 shlokas, kindly go through them. A lot of Sandhis will be repeating. It is good. The more they repeat, the better they register in your mind. So please take a look at all those Sandhis. Very important for any Sanskrit text. and suggested that you go through the entire PDF, because if I miss out something in the video, you can cover that in the PDF file. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something of value in this videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay awesome, stay happy. Vayam punaha milamaha. Dhanyavad.